Insert intro here. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to the next part of my look at my DVD collection. Previous parts available on playlist, blah 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 blah. Let's get cracking. So first up in this part we have Devour, which basically I got because Shannon Sossaman's in it. It's a sort of horror film for the computer games and the occult, and Dominique Swain's in it as well, and Jensen Ackles. I don't remember much about it, to be honest, but it was okay. This was Southland Tales, so this was the follow-up to Donnie Darko, not in script-wise, but it was Richard Kelly's follow-up to Donnie Darko, the film he made after it. Very strange, very confusing, didn't really like it, basically. This is Mad Dogs and Englishmen, which was also known as something else elsewhere. I'll put the alternative title on the screen. C. Thomas Howell and Elizabeth Hurley. Set in London, he's obviously American motorcycle messenger. Gets caught up in a high society world of parties, drugs and promiscuity. Has an affair with Liz Hurley. And yeah, there's things going on in the background. It's not great, but it's okay. In a previous video a while back, I showed you the deluxe version, or whatever it was, of Mallrats. This is the original version I had, Region 1 release. Mallrats is the film that got me into Kevin Smith. It's a film I absolutely adore. I mean, even though this is just the standard version, the extras on this are amazing as well. Love Mallrats. Kevin and Perry Go Large. Loved Kevin and Perry. Well, I love Harry Enfield anyway, but particularly Kevin and Perry. Was so looking forward to the film. It has its moments, but it's not great, let's be honest. But there's some good extras on that. This is a film by Larry Clark. This is his debut film. This is a film that got me into Larry Clark. I think he's a brilliant director. I really enjoy his stuff. This is Kids, quite notorious at the time. Very controversial because it showed kids acting like teenage kids really do, you know. Having sex, random sex with each other and doing drugs and shoplifting and that sort of stuff. Wonderful performance by Chloe Sevigny, sort of a film that made her name as well in this. But yeah, really like Kids. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Really like the film Kids. This is Jaded, starring Carla Gugino, however you say her name. It's not very good. She gets raped by her female friends. I think it was her female friends. Long time since I watched it, but I'm pretty certain it was. And it's sort of a fallout from that, but it's not great. This is Stories of Lost Soul. This is a compilation of short stories. I think they're all British. Might not be, because there's some Americans in them. No, I want to say, actually, I don't think it is. But my main reason for purchase is because Keira Knightley's in one of them. She's in Standing Room Only. No, she's not. She's in New Year's Eve, that's it. But then Josh Hartnett, Hugh Jackman, Kate Blanchett, Paul Bettany, Illeana Douglas, James Gandolfini, are all in various other ones. I don't remember much about them, to be honest. But I remember not thinking it was terrible. This was Closing the Ring. This I really liked. This is Richard Attenborough, rather. Wrong one. Film. About an American woman played by Misha Barton, who falls in love with somebody in wartime, and then in later life they meet again, and that sort of, you know, that sort of plot. But it's really good performances. Really like that film. This is Hitman. This is the first Hitman film with Timothy Olyphant as the Agent 47. Dougray Scott in it as well, and Olga Kurylenko, who was the Bond girl in Quantum of Solace, if the name doesn't mean anything to you. Based on the video game, it's quite enjoyable. It didn't suck. This is a film I liked. This is Rise, Bloodhunter. Lucy Liu stars as a vampire, and well, she doesn't start off as a vampire. She wakes up as a vampire, having been turned by Carla Gugino, and she goes into revenge and whatever. But yeah, I really liked that. When I was in the post office, we sold DVDs for a while, and we had some of these 4-packs. I might have shown one of them before. This is a sci-fi 4-pack, so it's 2 films on, so sort of 2 double-sided DVDs in there. But this has got The Final Countdown, which is a brilliant film about I'm going to say modern day, but I think it was 80s US warship suddenly goes through a time warp sort of thing and ends up at Pearl Harbor. That's a really good film starring Kirk Douglas and Martin Sheen. Creator, which is another really good film. It's sort of a comedy, really. Peter O'Toole recreates his wife from cells he's kept since she died, and he's got students who help him, but that's a really good film. And then the other 2 I don't really remember. There's Plughead Rewired Circuitry Man 2, which I think is a Lawnmower Man rip-off. Vernon Wells, Tracy Lords in it. That shows you how good it must be. And Sleep Stalker is a Nightmare on Elm Street rip-off, basically. I don't recognise. Jay Underwood, Catherine Morris and William Lucking. But yeah, Final Countdown and Creator are both really good films. As is The Grifters. Martin Scorsese? No, Stephen Frears. Film. Martin Scorsese produced it. I knew it had something to do with it. About con artists in... Not quite sure where it is time-wise. I don't know if it is set in the 40s or 50s or whatever, or whether it just feels like that, but modern day. I can't remember. But brilliant performances by John Cusack, Angelica Houston and Annette Bening. Really good film. This is the, I think it was BBC 4 production of Fanny Hill. The novel by... Mine's gone blank. And it doesn't even say it, does it? No. Totally forgotten who wrote Fanny Hill. But yeah, really good adaptation. Rebecca Knight, who hasn't really gone on to do much, but she was amazing in the lead. Alison Steadman's, Samantha Bond, Hugo Spear, Emma Stansfield, Edward Hardwicke. Yeah, really liked that. Nearly there. Let's leave these in reach. This is Betrayal of a Dove. Got this because it's a lovely Helen Slater's in it. It's a thriller. Her life is sort of collapsed, so she's a single mum and she's trying to rebuild her life, and then it's a thriller, so things happen, shall we say, without spoiling the plot. But it's quite a good film. Yeah, quite liked that. Betrayal of a Dove, and Helen Slater, as I say, I really like, and she's very good in that. This is one of those films. This is Voyeur, starring Shauna O'Brien, which is basically why I got it. Got a feeling this might have been one that I got with something else as well. I think it was a bundle of 3 or 5 erotic thrillers that I bought together. I think this was one of them. Can anyone tell fact from fiction with beautiful women, blackmail and incriminating videotapes all around? Andy jeopardizes his career and his relationship with his girlfriend after seeing the beautiful Gina, Shauna O'Brien, naked on the videotape, so he's secretly copying for a friend. He becomes obsessed and his life goes out of control. It's about, typical erotic thriller. sort of plot. Don't remember much about it, to be honest. Didn't wow me. Kevin Smith's Jersey Girl, his first non-viewer skew film, received a lot of criticism. At the time Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez were together, they made Geely, Gigli, which just flopped. And in the meantime, they appeared together in this. So this was sort of seen as the next flop from, what was it, Bennifer, they called him? From Bennifer. Without spoiling too much, because it's not a huge spot, Jennifer Lopez dies after about 15 minutes and leaves Ben Affleck as bringing up their daughter. So, for a start, they're not in it together. Secondly, they're both very good in it. Thirdly, it is a really, really good film, and I really, really like it. So if you've skipped it because you think it's just going to be a terrible film, don't. It's brilliant. It's 9.5 weeks. I'm sure you're all familiar with 9.5 weeks. Zalman King's... was it Zalman King? Oh, he produced it, didn't he? Adrian Lin directed it in the end. Erotic thriller, drama-y type thing about a couple who, played by Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke, who get together and have a twisted sex life. And I mean, Kim Basinger's gorgeous in it, but the film's a bit dull, if I'm honest. This is Wanted. I really enjoyed this. James McAvoy is the son of a trained assassin, and he sort of inherited his genes. And I say trained, I think they're sort of almost superhero-y type, mutated type, into, they've got sort of superhuman abilities. And so Angelina Jolie sort of tracks him down to get him into the family business, if you like. But yeah, I really enjoyed Wanted. That's a nice slip on that as well. And finally, back to Kevin Smith. This is Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which isn't as rude as it sounds. Basically, Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks are roommates who are broke, so they try to get out of debt by making a porno. And hilarity ensues, but it is really, really good. I'm a Kevin Smith nerd anyway, so I was bound to like it, but it is very, 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 very funny. So Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Okay, that's it for that part. That's another shelf done. 2 more shelves to do on the DVDs of film and TV. And we've got Blu-ray and comedies to go. Plenty more to come. But yes, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.